What's good, YouTube, and welcome to the house. What Invocation is going on with Mechaba? The price is going up on just Mechaba, realistically, and not Invocation. So this would seem to be a targeted buyout. I doubt people had playsets of Invocation, so we're like, I need Mechaba now. No, it's pretty targeted when we see this go up. I want to remind you of two things when Fusion Enforcers go up. One is that this was one of the poor Europrint sets, so when you buy online and you don't know who you're buying from, you can get one of those really bad kind of curved cards. It was up through Duelist Saga where we got those badly curved sets, so you do want to be careful about that when buying online. And two is that they typically go up together, but we're just seeing Mechaba right now. Maybe there were too many copies, but there's actually only 10 prices. So maybe it did, and then it got relisted. Let's actually check that out. I haven't looked yet. And no, it slowly goes up. So there's just high quantities with some of the sellers, and maybe that made it harder to buy out than Mechaba. It's actually around the same price that it says its price trend was at on eBay as well, so not a full buyout here as well. And a lot of you guys ask why I don't like Zangoose. Oh, well, whenever I search a card, oh, look, that's a Mechaba, ain't it? That's why I dislike him as a seller, besides some personal things that have happened with me on waiting for cards before from him. So that would be why I particularly dislike that seller. I don't like those business practices. So many people ask why I wouldn't, so I just have to answer that straight up. But nothing else really odd happening in Fusion Enforcers besides Mechaba today, but there's been a lot of buyouts on the market as a whole. The Shaddolls have several. Winda is up pretty ridiculously, and I've heard multiple people telling me about different kinds of combos with Winda, such as in Mech Knights you can actually instant fusion, use it as a link material, and later bring it back with their Call of the Haunted like card. But we have Ultimate Construct up too as well, so if I search Shaddoll, it should actually be the top card. Yeah, the ultimate rare is at 20 and then 25. This was kind of just a random buyout. It's speculating on ban cards as usual. The highest rarity of Construct. Winda is much more realistic to be used in decks because there's also the Dinosaur Shaddoll deck that a lot of people are enjoying, and Winda's no joke when it comes to this meta games. Limiting your opponent to just one special summon, if they don't have an out to Winda, and they have to basically destroy her by battle since she can't be destroyed by card effects, or she has to be bounced or something else. It's hard to take care of her, so it's really difficult to actually get over Winda in this current format. So take it as you will. It's a pretty good card, and deservedly so. It seems to be going up from a lot of duels considering her, and it's the same on eBay, going up but a little bit cheaper at $14 before $15, and so on. The DUEA, let's actually check DUEA on here, and actually the cheapest one is a DUEA one, which was the low of 20 before there's none at all. Wow. So definitely a clear buyout on that. I think Shaddoll Fusion has gone up or regular Shaddoll Fusion has gone up a tad also. Not as much as you might think. Oh, the copies disappeared while I was actually loading my tabs. I looked at this just an hour ago. There's only 3 total sellers here for the Mega Pack, and then $11 here. So it's still actually near its market price for this one. There's just not many on market, period. So that's pretty crazy. Let's check that out real quick too. That's pretty crazy that it changed that fast. DUEA. Let's just check the originals. Still readily available, but only 8 copies before it pretty much disappears. We got a playset from Canada if you can wait your time at 10 apiece as well. My suggestion, I honestly don't know where this will go in the meta. It's receiving a lot of hype, but I'm not seeing it in too many top cut deck lists yet. It's really up to you. I would test this out on Dueling Book or another platform before going in. Dragonic Diagram, I really underestimated this card, and I expressed that in my last market watch. And this weekend, there are so many true Draco decks that are topping. I've been sent several that almost topped as well. I told them, sorry, I've already got a few to upload. I believe I have another true Draco deck to upload. This format's really diverse, but Masterpiece is one heck of a card to have to take care of, especially with people considering targeting's back. There's Veilers running around in this format even. I underestimated this card, and I would say it kind of deserves its price point until its reprint. Do note that it up way ahead, it's due for a reprint, at least in the Mega 10s at the longest. So that doesn't help us with the national season, but just keep that in the back of your mind. If we have a Battle of Legends like set as well, the True Dracos might just appear in there. And on eBay, lowest 48. It's actually way cheaper to come over here to TCG Player. It seems like there's a lot more listed. So that's a very interesting dichotomy. Usually we don't see that kind of a gap, but we're seeing it. Ash Blossom officially nears its $90 mark at $89.99 on TCG Player, but on eBay we keep having independent sellers randomly list them. Let's see if this is near mint. It doesn't say near mint entire. Oh well, item no longer available. Things are changing so quickly today. It's crazy. I loaded this tab less than 20 minutes ago. So we see listed for 80. It still doesn't say near mint or not mint. Freshly pulled out of pack, you will get exactly what you see, so that still doesn't describe near mint, although it does look like it. So maybe just a seller who doesn't really know how to sell on eBay and is happy to have pulled an Ash Blossom out of some packs. And then we see it quickly head back up towards 90. But a lot of cheaper options here on eBay, at least than 90, but not much relief. It's a crazy price point. It's really a meta-defining card, but we just saw Aaron McInnes also side 3 of these and not main them, but they seem to be in most top cut lists unless the player right out can afford them and it happened to do well at the event. It seems like if you have the choice to play Ash Blossom, a lot of people will play Ash Blossom, and there's a good reason for it. It's one of the best hand traps that exist. It sucks that its price point is up there. We're nearing a pretty expensive format for Yu-Gi-Oh! As we do almost every spring when that ban list drops and we have our competitive season. Mythical Beasts Master Cerebus here is going pretty high in price. I was told Cam the Man Neil in a second place at the Epic Regional happened to top with it. And we see people using that nice photo option here that TCG Player now has. And it quickly goes up from there. It was like 15 yesterday, and it's continuing to go up here. And then on eBay, if we type Ian for him, 19, 21, etc. This card is receiving so much hype, and it is really good. It matches its hype. It should be interesting to see how long the price either goes up or down, because at $14.50, they had this in stock. It's not as if they upped it after it was in stock. I was watching it. They upped it to $14.50 and then sold out at Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles. That's pretty crazy to me. So somebody must have used DGZ Bod Z5, got that 5% off, and just cleared them out of this card. And they also went for Jackal King. I actually haven't looked at Jackal King. Mythical Beast Jackal? Let's see. He's still $250, so just he's starting to go up with it. I would assume this is the other one that you end up playing as engine or whatever you might, that would be more expensive as an ultra. But it's pretty crazy that it just kind of over the weekend happened to have that effect. People found out this is way better. And I pointed this out on a previous market watch. Farfa actually told me, I think somebody's going to break this in. This card seems crazy. And then it happened. So we are seeing this in some top cut list this weekend. And then Inspector Border is still sitting at 16, but it's actually one of, I think if we go to Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles Front, it's like their card for sale of the day, $13, and you can use that 5% off. So if you and another teammate want to get like a place at each of this, I think you would get free shipping if you happen to order from Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles to avoid that overseas shipping. Heavy Metal Foes Electromite is going down from where it was, but I actually underestimated this card as well. It's just the nuts. It's amazing. I thought thought maybe there wouldn't be decks that would abuse this as badly, but it really brings it to the forefront of the meta. And there was one for 50, I believe, before I started this and refreshed my tabs, and that's obviously gone. Somebody made a quick sale there. So we have almost $60 here and 56 here. I just wanted to say I underestimated that card in my previous market watches. And then Effect Veiler is the last card I want to talk about. There are cheap, nice options such as the Dual Saga version. It's not up a lot versus its market price yet, but are running out of quantities. If you think you might be running Veilers and you want like a holo version, you don't want to be stuck with gold rare or what have you, or I honestly love platinum rare. Everyone hates it. I love it. I'm sorry. I just can't help myself. But if you want one of the versions everyone else will think is nicer and you think is nicer, you might want to start considering it now because a lot of them are selling out. Heck, even ultimate rare Veilers that have so many damaged versions are down to 18 prices. Maybe all the Nearmints got bought out. Oh no, there's some at $41. It was 30 before that for Unlims, if I recall, when I looked at it before its meta changing prices. So it's going pretty crazy for Veiler too, and we see it in so many top cut deck lists this weekend. So what do you guys think of the evolving meta and how crazy it is and how crazy diverse it is? Will it settle to like 3 or 4 decks, or will it continue to just explode where like anything seems to be able to top if you're putting enough innovation and work into it and enough Ash Blossoms? But seriously, what do you guys think of it? It's pretty crazy out here and the market's reflecting it, but it's really crazy that all these prices are going up so much when there's not a clear contender and a clear winner. It's kind of a real cash grab by certain people to speculate for that, but at the same time, a lot of people are excited to play Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're having huge events again, so that's kind of a sign of the times.